spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big bang. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
Welcome to the Comic Crypt Podcast. I'm the Holy Ninjato, and with me is Mr. Matchstick.
Nothing can stop the might of Mysterio.
And now we also have Changus.
I'm eating a burger. I'm in that spider. Don't eat the Spider-Verse burger. Don't eat it.
And Notch is currently muted because he's celebrating a graduation party. So
Congrats,
he'll be
man.
speaking through text, like the living brain.
Ooh.
So, what do you guys think of this reading?
We got the Sinister Six, so there's that.
Yeah.
I got Mysterio, Electro,
Yeah.
Green Goblin.
Let's just say there's gonna be some rants. And hey, servant. Yeah,
What?
it's gonna be rants this time, not about the MCU.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Oh. All
I
right.
really wish I could find a clip about doing like a little self-deprecation. Oh no, here comes a rant. So our first issue of the day is issue number 9, Electro.
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 So this one is pretty simple. Electro is robbing banks. Spider-Man is trying to stop him. Failed the first time because he didn't know about Electro's power. J. Jonah Jameson is like, yes, Spider-Man is finished!
At long last.
And yeah, he quickly proven wrong.
Also, Aunt May's sick.
Was this the one where Aunt May's sick? Let me just pull out.
Yeah. She had to get her medicine and all that. The doctor came.
Oh no! Oh yeah! No wait, hold on. No, in this one.
Wasn't that?
Oh yes, it is.
One?
Actually, no. Aunt May is sick multiple times. No. J. Jonah Jameson thinks Electro is Spider-Man.
It was stupid.
I loved it, and I love it how Peter actually faked footage because he needed money.
I need the money. Here you go, Jameson. Exactly what you wanted. Oh my gosh, finally! I can finally affirm my confirmation bias.
And then Spider-Man shows up. Oh, come on! And then, oh, Peter has pictures of Electro.
Boy, give me the pictures. Only if I get money. Fine.
Oh yeah, and this is also the start about what's going on with Betty.
Betty,
part 1, not the second part where it becomes a harem anime.
Betty's got nothing on MJ though.
We'll talk about more about her, but we kind of have to build up because we get initial sightings that she has some feelings about Peter.
Peter's learning there is such a thing as having too much success with a woman.
And Peter and here's what not wrote. And Peter used ancient Photoshop to lie and earn the Boko bucks.
The ancient art of Photoshop. And when Jameson sees Spider-Man not being Electro, is like, no, my whole life has been a lie. Now who will confirm my confirmation bias?
And I like how he screws Peter over. He's like, this costs a fortune.
Early Jameson's kind of a dick.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, though. The Jameson that I know, he's a dick, but he's a lovable kind of dick. You know, he's a dick, but at the end of the day, he still cares for, his employees. Early Jameson, though, he's just an asshole.
But here's the thing: you do get seeds of that, and it's more of again, just development of the characters. And you get to see that in the Spider-Man is Jameson's a complete money-grubbing jerk, but he's not 100% that.
Sure, that's a funny way of showing it.
Yeah, in his own way. But remember, this is early on. We're still in end of year 1 of the comic, so it's it's not that bad.
Uh-huh.
It's because you're still trying to learn the characters about exploring the nuances of the character in the format of an action adventure comic.
I get that, but still, just interesting to see just Jameson most time just being an unapologetic dick to everyone.
Yes. And then he gets his comeuppance in the most hilarious way.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then the next one. Now, we're on episode, number 10. This was a fun one. A little fun.
Right?
What?
Doc Ock returning, right?
Nope. This is the Enforcers. This is kind of the setup for... Yeah, this is the setup for 11. Oh, and not... Asshole Peter is becoming my new favorite. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can't help but see Montana. I'm like, boy, why the fuck aren't you in a Shocko outfit?
I think Asshole Peter kind of works here is because everyone else is kind of just... Well, I wouldn't say everyone else, but a lot of people are also just being assholes to Peter. So it's like, oh, Drake and Rose gonna be an asshole to me. Why should I be any different? Fuck you guys.
Everybody's a dick.
Yeah, how I mentioned the last time we talked about Spider-Man, how Peter and his relationship here with Flash, it's less of, oh, I'm gonna bully you, dork. No, please don't. It's more like hey, you're a fucking dork. Shut up, dickhead. Look at you. All you know how to do is just get brain damage, and it's just being assholes to each other.
Right. It gets. I will talk more about Peter as we go on, but this one is about the Enforcer. It has a cool mystery element where you have to figure out who the big man is. And I love it how it's a story about biases.
Mm.
Where Jameson thinks, of course, the big man is Spider-Man.
Because this Jameson's just thinking every villain's Spider-Man. Or in Leagues with Spider-Man. Jameson, this guy, there's a new villain in town. What's his gimmick? He's like made of goop. It's Goop. We'll call him Goop Man. I bet you anything Goop Man is actually Spider-Man in a costume.
Yes, Spider-Man is somehow involved, and we lost. Not. He will be back.
Ah.
But but I also love it how in the mystery element, Peter thinks it's and that it's J. Jonah Jameson.
Don't worry, hey Peter. JJ's not gonna hire criminals for a little bit while longer.
Yeah. Also, this is an important Changus. The blood transfusion, what he did with Aunt May. Keep that in mind. Put a pin on it. It's key to a storyline.
Cancer.
At least it's not Spider-Man Rain. I am not gonna explain that. But anyway, so but another big important thing subplot is with Betty Brant, and Betty Brant is acting as Peter's hook into the plot.
Oh, Betty. I would say also another really interesting thing in this issue was like some panels they would have Peter using like his Spider-Man abilities without his costume, and so like he's thinking to him, or like he's having like an inner monologue with himself, like, oh, should I tell him, like, do they know I'm Spider-Man? Oh man, if only I could be Spider-Man right now. And they would have like half his face be the Spider-Man mask and the other one just Peter.
Yeah, that's a common thing with this era of Spider-Man that they rarely reference in much Spider-Man media. Like, I know Homecoming had a reference to it. Did Spectacular Spider-Man had a matchstick?
Wait, what?
The whole half Spider-Man face?
Oh, well, yeah, I think a ton of times, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How about the big web spider?
Yeah, that was a thing. That was the thing. He built a giant. He built a giant spider just to scare criminals.
Even though, like, a drop from a ledge could have done it better.
Well, hey, props to theatrics.
Yeah, and the amount and quick building time.
You know what? Props to Peter, anyways.
I just also love it how the way he managed to track down the enforcers the second time. I know who the big man is.
If I just follow JJ.
Right track, but like completely different results. And then
Yeah, he had a good mindset going on, but then at the end when he's like, let's see who's really behind this mask. Oh,
Foswell,
you're not JJ. What the hell?
what the hell? It's not like the story's about how biases can affect people's judgment.
No,
it's not JJ. Oh,
Peter's like, my disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined.
But this issue is also important at the end, final page, where we actually get J. Jonah Jameson's real motivation of why he hates Spider-Man so much.
Jealousy.
Spider-Man's actually a better man than me. I hate that.
I think it was a pretty good speech. It's
Jameson's like, I'll never be at his level, so I'm just gonna bring him down to mine.
pretty much. Pretty much. And that is how the issue ends. But then, like, it technically ends with a transition to the next issue, which is, I like how in this era we're seeing the what will become like of the best way to do a comic book story. I'm not sure if like this comic originated from it or like an earlier comic, but I'm pretty sure this comic popularized it, where you have one-shot-ish adventures, but there's a whole bunch of subplot, and like the universe is still progressing. It's not like back in the Golden Age where it's like we're still fighting the war, even though a lot of stuff happens, and like recurring characters show up, but we're not gonna treat the previous stories as like impactful for the current one. All right, now we get to talk about Betty Brant, and yes, I used a German cover because I couldn't find another one. I didn't want to use a lot of time on GIMP. So Germans.
Is that Germans?
Is he Dutchland?
Yeah. Oh, not Row.
Oh, we're right.
We're in the Marvel age of comics, baby. No, do you know which comic started? What would this type of storytelling, or was it Spider-Man or like another book? If it was like another book, it would probably be Fantastic Four, I'm assuming. If you're
Fantastic Four.
Oh, not his writing.
Oh, he's right. All right.
Yeah, it Fantastic Four. Yeah. Makes sense. But anyway, so in this one, this continues from the previous issue where we followed the story about Betty Brant and how she ends up having to being blackmailed into helping Doc Ock bring out a gangster.
Woo!
Hey, Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea. I'm eating onion rings.
Got Blackie Gaxton. I remember him from Spectacular Spider-Man.
I also love it how in this, I think that, this one references that months have passed by so you get a sense of time.
Yeah.
And I love it how his first escape was just be on good behavior.
Hey, you know what? Good for him. Hey, that's what always happens, right? You get off of good behavior so that way you can go do what you want again.
Which is to take over the world at some point.
Exactly.
And kill Spider-Man. And so the plot in this one is that Doc Ock is part of an operation where Betty Brant's brother, Bennett Brant, who is a lawyer who owns the gangster Blackie a lot of money.
Black.
Ooh, nice, Jesse. So to settle the gambling debt, he enlisted Betty Brant and him to help Doc Ock essentially spring Blackie out of prison. As providing means of transportation, I think, and then to use as a hostage.
Just love the name Blackie.
Yeah.
You unabashed. back then, when you could just get away with names like Blackie. My name is Blackie.
And I just love it that, like, so, you know, you got the prison escape, and then Spider-Man shows up, and of course, lights up, Spider-Man!
Oh my gosh, Spider-Man!
And he just automatically assumes, oh, I'm gonna get blamed for this.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I gotta get out of here. Oh gosh.
Also in this issue, so, like, Peter Peter meets up with, Betty, and there was a hint, there was, like, a clear foreshadowing that now it's like, yeah, now is the time to reveal my secret identity. And, you know, most Silver Age comics at this time, this would definitely be a moment where, yeah, the hero would expose his secret identity, and now the female co-lead is like a partner in crime.
But it's never that easy for Peter, is it?
No, we still need the harem arc.
Peter Parker drowning in woman.
But yeah, it didn't go so well. First off, Spider-Man got caught.
Peter, no!
Second, Doc Ock goes, backstabs Blackie, and then a fight ensues, and Bennett Brent ends up getting shot. Dead.
Woo! He's dead! Good job, Pete. You really were a hero that time.
Peter tripped up on rope and got caught by guards. So, hold at gunpoint. And yeah, and now Betty is now traumatized severely.
Well, you can say that.
First she hated him, and then she didn't want to see him because a reminder of her brother. But then it kind of calms down after being rescued multiple times.
Right now, she doesn't have a very high opinion of Spider-Man, and Pete's like, well, shit. There goes my chances of telling her my secret identity.
Yeah. But I do like how in this one highlights what we'll see later in like future comics and even like manga.
Okay.
Did you notice the whole how the battles between Doc Ock and Spider-Man went, where it was a lot more tactical, where they're trying to outsmart each other?
Okay.
And like through like, you know, them talking about like, oh, I need to do this to overcome his multiple arms. It's more explicit in issue 12, but you get to see that. Because I'm not sure if Battle Shonen manga was around at this time. But like definitely this was a little bit more unique in comics, where it's at least in this one, if I remember reading other ones, it wasn't so much. This stuff was not going on as much.
Oh,
all
right.
And we get to see a multiple boat fight.
Woo! Boat fights.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun action issue. Well, and I love seeing more Doc Ock.
Yeah,
it was really big in these early issues.
Yeah, I do like that. Then it ends with that poignant thing. It's like they're kind of getting into the groove of what a Spider-Man story should be, where it's like, okay, you have like this cool action bit, but then you have to end with like the feeling you want the reader to feel at the end, whether it's sad or triumphant. And then what's so fun is that what? Where's issue 11? Oh, I don't have issue 12. Oops.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. Issue 12 is missing from his slideshow. What shall we do now?
All right, I got it.
Tune in next time, dear reader.
Tune in next time. Excelsior. Oh, Stan.
Yeah. All right. Just.
Give us 1 minute. What definition to Peter get caught?
I already said it. All right, there. Issue 12.
There we go.
The most true comic ever.
Oh no. Peter, your secret identity. No. Peter.
I remember. I'm just flashing back to Justice League. Lex Luthor's in Flash's body. He runs up to a mirror. He's like, at least I can find out Flash's secret identity."
Yeah.
Pulls off his mask. I have no idea who this is.
I just love it how the issue begins with Betty Brant. It's like, everything seems to return to normal. Nothing bad happened. And then the phone call shows up. Everything becomes worse. But I do like it how... Yes, Chelsea, he did turn Peter into a Stretch Armstrong. Or his noodles. Okay.
You good?
No, I'm just inner cringing Doc's noodles.
Oh. Alright.
Anyway, I just love it how the whole premise is that Doc Ock, instead of staying where he are, not returning to New York, he's like, look, I want to fight Spider-Man. I need to go to New York.
Spider-Man's there. I gotta fight him. Come here, Spider-Man. Let's fight. You and I. And then Doc Ock also invades the Daily Bugle. Well, not the Daily Bugle. What's the news called again?
Yeah, it's the Daily Bugle on this
Oh,
one.
this is the Daily Bugle? Oh, okay.
Yeah, first, he calls it to confirm that Betty Brant's there.
Is Betty there? Excellent. and also Jameson's... Again, Jameson's not really being helpful. I kind of like how when he's being grabbed by Doc Ock, it's like first is that again there's a difference like the JJ I know it's like if Doc Ock threatens his opponent, it's like hey don't threaten them. If I'm the guy in charge, you could just threaten me only. But then here it's like Peter, what are you doing? What are you doing getting kidnapped by that guy? What are you doing, you dumbass? Get me out of here, you jackass! Boss, I'm also wrapped up by his tentacles. Who told you to get wrapped up by his tentacles, Pete? Early J. Jonah Jameson, victim blamer.
Well, it's more of he's egotistical, where I'm looking at the scene right now. It's more of don't just dangle there. Tell him who I am. and then it's okay, I'll send Peter to get the scoop at the Century. Right there, they are purposely highlighting him being a journalist.
Uh-huh. Lowest form of life.
Journalist. What?
Journalist. The lowest form of life.
Yeah. But so I love how in this one also is Doc Ock takes Betty to the amusement park, right? And then let her sit down, and she managed to clip through her bonds with her fingernails. And then Peter is gonna fight him, but he's too weak because he's sick because of a virus.
He's got the COVID-19 virus, even though it didn't exist back then. But don't worry, he's Spider-Man. He can get over it. Besides, Spider-Man's a good citizen. He got vaccinated.
But I just love it how, because of that, he gets defeated and unmasked, and everyone doesn't believe that he's Spider-Man.
Peter, what are you doing in this? What are you doing in that outfit? Take that off.
What are you stupid? What you thought you could be the real Spider-Man, Peter? Oh my gosh! Oh, what is wrong with you, Peter?
And I just love it how it's like he can't be. Jameson can't be mad because the cops like, oh come on! You knew that.
Remind me, wasn't there like a Superman comic where Lex found out Clark was Superman, and he was in that like, no, you're telling me this fucking farm boy nerd is no, get that shit out of my face.
I think that if it's not in the comic, it's totally plausible because he is such an egotist.
I just kind of reminded of that. Oh, you're gonna go get sushi, Chelsea? All right, good luck.
Yeah, and then I love it how Doc Ock took this as a personal insult and decided, release the animals!
The animals shall be released. That's clearly how I'll get Spider-Man to really show up. We gotta release the animals out of the zoo. They'll threaten the whole city.
Well, that's
like
his
Kraven.
job application to PETA.
Seems like more of a Kraven thing to do.
I don't think they did not make Kraven yet, so
And Kraven's not here yet. We'll get to Kraven, but he's not here yet. But yeah,
I think the whole purpose is that they wanted to make that cover true. They wanted to have that cover happen, and then they realized they needed another set piece battle, and then Stan Lee and Steve Ditko decided animals.
Animals. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to see this happen in more adaptations of Spider-Man, where Peter does get unmasked, but everyone's just like, Peter, what the fuck are you doing? Huh? Who told you to go dress up as Spider-Man? Are you stupid? Come on, wait for the real Spider-Man to show up next time.
What are you?
God, what is wrong with you?
What are you, Flash Thompson?
Flash already did it months ago.
God, what is wrong with you, Peter? You're not Flash. Don't pretend to be Spider-Man. It's like, oh my gosh, that was a close call. Oh, it's a good thing I really put on the act of a really wimpy nerd at school. Oh my goodness.
It's also funny that how afterwards, when he gets better, Aunt May told him, "Why do you have that awful costume?"
Peter, why are you dressed up as Spider-Man?
He's awful.
It'd be funny if like, I don't know. I can't see that more often. Like, it'd be funny if like, this is Superman just came in. Clark just came into work with still in his costume, but he has his glasses on, and everyone's just like, Clark, why are you dressed as Superman? Huh?
Did you go to a costume party, Clark?
God, Clark, don't pretend to be Superman. Are you stupid?
It's the company costume party.
I kind of see that trope more, where like the hero gets unmasked, but everyone just doesn't believe it. Just, what are you doing? You thought you could dress up like this, like the famous superhero we love? What is wrong with you? Are you stupid?
I think like there's some versions of that Lois Lane thought that Clark Kent was Superman, but she couldn't believe it.
No, there's no way Clark is Superman. Bullshit.
And I think that is a pretty plausible reason. Because let's be honest, if you're so used to somebody and then that person said, even though he would fit the exact description of the superhero, would you believe him? Especially if you think, oh, that nerd.
I like the meme. Hulk shows up, scares everyone.
No. Say that.
refuses to-
We're gonna save it. We're saving it in 2 issues.
All right.
Yeah,
I just like that meme though. Just refuses. I love those memes though, where it's just like the Giga Chat just refuses to elaborate, leaves.
Yeah, but oh yeah, and this one is also Liz Allen starting to get the hots for Peter.
Peter, all the ladies are after him. Yeah.
And I just love it how it's like, oh, that's the real Spider-Man J. Jonah when he gets water splashed on him.
Oh, what real water splashed on me? Peter would never do something like that. It's kind of funny. Just Peter would never splash water on me. Oh, that's how I know it's the real Spider-Man. Thank God Almighty, he's back, so I can ruin his life.
Yes, and I did and much like the last issue, like this definitely highlights the action and how like both Doc Ock and Peter are trying to outsmart each other in their fight. So it's not just like a simple brawl. It's like, oh, we have to think about the environment and trying to use it to our advantage.
Hmm.
And then the winner was not Peter, but a fire.
A fire won.
And then this issue ends very positively for Peter. Nobody learned about his identity. He got mucho money.
Hell yeah.
And he gets to stick it to Flash Thompson.
Always a plus in Peter's eyes.
Always exactly. Ha! Show Flash. Jackass.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time for the greatest Spider-Man villain to show up.
It's our boy Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Oh, Bubblehead.
So, like, a thing I didn't highlight in talking about the previous issues is that the cops are actually. I like it how the cops were actually had been on Spider-Man's side for most of the run.
Spider-Man, are you okay? Thank you, officer.
And then this one, where he gets framed.
Good job, Peter.
And Peter thinks, oh no, I must have developed a second personality.
You know, Peter, for being a really smart boy, you're not that clever.
Well, he's also egotistical. Super egotistical. Like, oh no, somebody does crime spree in my outfit. It's clearly me developing a second personality, not somebody trying to impersonate me, even though I faced a villain called the Chameleon the first time.
Nah, it's not the chameleon. It's clearly me. I guess.
Nobody else would be able to do what I do.
Exactly.
I like it how you even went to a psychiatrist.
Doc, do I have personality issues?
Oh, why don't you sit down? Actually, I was like, no. And then in this one, we get to be more like Flash Thompson being Team Spider-Man.
Go Spider-Man! Good for you, Flash.
And then Liz got a new look to pretty herself up for Peter.
Good job, Liz.
And then we got the first fight to show how cool Mysterio is as a villain who has all the gear to counteract Peter's.
Eat it, Spider-Man. My magic power is fart clouds. Psst. Haha. Check it out. My fart clouds can make me do whatever I want. It is totally not an illusion, but still.
I also love it how Peter outsmarted Mysterio by a simple tape recorder and massaging his ego.
Good for you. Good for you, Mysterio. Mysterio, after he beats Spider-Man, he's just going around town just saying, "Hey, worship me! I beat the shit out of Spider-Man!"
And back on, and Jameson back on that gravy train of like, yes, Spider-Man was a fraud this whole time.
At last. You know what, Mysterio? I didn't like it when you invaded my office, but you know what? I'm on your side.
And then one of the best comeuppance when Mysterio revealed to be a villain, where Jameson is like, yes, I got pictures of Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man shows up to whap him on the ceiling.
No. Spider-Man, no!
And I love it how it's like, I just dropped by to congratulate you on a perfect record. So far, you've been 100% wrong about me.
I don't care. I'll still dedicate my life to ruining yours. Yeah, it's just like, oh man, I got pictures of Spider-Man. Let's go! And Spider-Man shows up. Oh, why did you have to show up for real, though?
Oh. My man used cinema.
He used cinema. Mysterio is actually just an evil Martin Scorsese.
Well, speaking of evil Martin Scorsese, one of my favorite stories to recount from this run, the introduction of the Green Goblin and his ultimate plan was to hire Spider-Man in a movie and have the enforcers beat him up.
Somehow Hulk comes in the middle of the issue. Scares the shit out of everybody. Refuses to elaborate.
Leaves. Norman has not been established yet, right?
No.
So, as far as we know, just some random guy named Green Goblin now going around trying to do what he wants.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's like, part of me thinks it was like their attempt to redo. It could be that they realized with the big man that this was a good mystery. Too bad we finished it in one story. Well, why not we just make a character where that's his gimmick, is that you only know him as the costume villain, the Green Goblin. And he's out to take out Spider-Man.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man, I'm here now.
Yeah, but the whole thing is a mystery about who he is.
Ooh.
Also, I really, if we ever do a Spider-Man show, this would be a nice crossover between this issue and the Fantastic Four issue, where Namor hires the Fantastic Four for a movie, so that he can get rid of the men, so he can steal Sue Storm.
Oh yeah, it's also worth noting that our good old Gabi here doesn't have his glider. he just rides a motorcycle he rides a rocket like a motorcycle like this. Okay, bye. Yeah.
Well, it was meant to be a broomstick. It's a rocket broomstick.
Man, the glider got a real glow up later on.
Yeah, it's the Nimbus 2000.
Yeah, but the glider's cooler though.
Well, yeah, of course. It makes way more sense.
It's like, yeah, Spider-Man, you'll never beat me and my magic flying rocket-propelled broomstick.
I just love it also how Hollywood is portrayed, where you could easily hire Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. Yeah, dude. Anyway, I just found it interesting. Like, oh, Gobby doesn't have his glider yet.
But
Also,
he
he's
will
got a-
soon.
He's also
What?
he's also got a man purse. How do you
Oh,
like
yeah.
my man purse, Spider-Man?
Well, that's how does he carry all of his gadgets?
For a man purse. My man purse.
Right. So next up, Kraven the Hunter.
There's Kraven.
We get the return of the chameleon as well.
Woo!
I know they retroactively make them cousins.
Really?
I think it's actually stepbrothers.
Oh, related somehow.
Yeah, they're blood related somehow.
We're gonna back up real quick, just on Green Goblin, real quick though. That's kind of something I do commend No Way Home for. They finally gave a Gobby on the big screen his purple hoodie and a man purse to carry around. So that was I guess that was nice of them.
Yeah, but not without the mask. They removed that.
But still though, at least he's got a purple hoodie and a man purse. So good for Norman. You get your victories when you can.
Yeah.
Oh, relax. Not the end of the world.
But anyway, so back to good stuff. So,
All right,
Kraven
take a
the
shot.
Hunter.
Kraven! He's gonna show up in a new Spider-Man game.
He's gonna have his own movie, unfortunately.
Where he's an activist. He's
For
not a
some reason.
hunter.
For some reason, I don't know how. Unless the movie's gonna be the activist becomes a hunter. I don't know how that works, but okay.
Yeah. This is the first issue of the rivalry between Betty and Liz.
Yeah. So good job, Peter. Yeah, you got women fighting each other now. Woo! Good
And,
job, Pete.
What do you think of Kraven's introduction?
Kraven's introduction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
that's
much a
alright.
celebrity.
I just kind of like how he just shows up and it's like, oh my gosh, it's Kraven! Whoa, isn't he amazing? And it's like, oh, whoa, look at that! He's able to wrestle. He's able to wrestle gorillas. Oh wow, he's awesome. There's no way he can be evil.
Not just says Kraven does not petition. He wants to hunt, and yeah, that.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that movie.
I
Who
don't
would
know.
be the
either.
villain?
Well,
They're probably
they
gonna
could-
pick some weird, obscure one like the Gibbon.
Ah,
No, they'll probably just pull a Morbius. where it's like, oh, there's a new character who is just exactly the same as Kraven, but he's evil this time. So take that, ha!
It would be amazing if it was the same as Kraven, but just a good guy.
The hunter is actually the good guy, and the activist is actually the evil one.
Yeah,
Like real.
I
real
do like
Peter.
how Knopf points out hunting is what completes him, and I do like it how his motivation, he just likes the thrill of the hunt. Like, we all know that his strike would be Eye of the Tiger.
Tiger. Speaking of Eye of Tiger, you should watch Rocky 3.
I haven't seen any Rockies.
That's right. I need to show you the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
See that look in your eye, Rock? Eye of the Tiger, baby. Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, so... Yeah, besides...
I also like how it goes, where Chameleon is setting up times where Kraven can study Spider-Man.
And then finally Kraven shows up. It's like, hi, Spider-Man. Oh my goodness, where'd you come from? I'm here to beat your ass. This is oh, there we go. I've always wanted to. You. It's just like, oh yeah. And then when he beats Spider-Man to retreat, he's like, ha, yeah, that's right. I'll get you next time though. But hell yeah, I won. Oh, this is a good feeling. Thank you, Chameleon, my friend. So yeah. Oh yeah, also Aunt May puts Peter up on a blind date.
Oh yeah, we get the recurring gag of Aunt May trying to set him up with MJ.
Come on, Pete. What are you doing and going after Liz or Betty? MJ's right there. She's right there.
What was it? Betty and Liz feel ominous presence coming.
I like it. It just reminds me of that clip from the first episode of Spectacular Spider-Man where Peter talks to Harry about, oh, my aunt is trying to set me up with MJ. Oh. And right now we're not at the jackpot yet.
He doesn't know MJ's a jackpot.
Such a beauty.
You gotta hurry, Peter. You gotta hurry because eventually, Marvel Editorial's gonna separate you to be with some guy named Paul.
Through a hell dimension.
In a hell dimension.
Yes, that is the explanation. MJ was trapped in a hell dimension.
She was literally trapped in a dimension. She thought she would never be able to see Peter again, so she decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go.
And because apparently this villain wants to sacrifice both of them to his god, and then he's about to stab MJ, and he did, but it turns out not MJ, it's Kamala Khan, who's somehow in the story. I wish Kamala Khan went out as a hero.
Oh yeah, also their kids, turns out they just fucking fade out of existence. They're not really
real. Lovely.
Yeah, the kids MJ had with Paul, turns out they just faded out of existence like fucking Thanos snap. Just oh, Dad, I don't feel so good, and then they just go away. Fucking Spider-Man comics right now are absurd.
Not in the good way. Not in the good absurd.
Not in a good way.
Like, not in the way where the Spider-Man traps Kraven on the wall of webs while being strapped to a metal magnetic straps on his arm and leg.
Also, Kamal's like, she's not even like, how long has she been even existing?
Almost 10 years.
almost 10 years, but it's not been 10. But like, even then, though, it's like you're just gonna kill her off.
And well, the weirdest thing, she has little connections with Peter Parker.
Yeah, because the Spider-Man Kamala's most familiar with is Miles. So it's just
And
okay.
it would make more sense to kill Carol Danvers, but they don't want to do that. Because at least Carol Danvers and Peter dated at one point.
Something like that. I don't know.
But anyway, enough with crappy comics. The issue ends with Betty going out with Flash Thompson. Foreshadowing. I just imagine that the reason Flash Thompson and Betty Brant first went on a date together was to spite both of their lovers.
Huh. Wonderful.
Teenagers.
Oh, not just goes, F you. No one gets to be happy.
Unalive your children.
No. Sorry, remember what happened with Scarlet Witch's kids? Boom. Oh no, that means that Jake is gonna go nuts.
I can't believe though that the comics, there was an actual panel of Paul where he's just literally drawn to be the fucking Giga Chad. It's like, oh my gosh.
Look, I want to ignore that and focus on the real Giga Chad, which is Peter, and we're gonna do the annual.
Hey, it's the Sinister Six.
So
at long last.
So this one is like the superior Spider-Man 2.
All right.
Spider-Man loses his powers due to depression.
No, Peter.
And he then has to, even though he doesn't have any powers, he decides to go out to rescue his Aunt May and Betty Brant from the villains whose plan is to have Spider-Man just do an arcade run.
All right, boss run.
Boss run. Boss rush. Oh, you may have beaten me, but you may have beaten me, but the others are waiting for you. Take that, asshole. I beat Electro. Let's go. In your face, Electro. Who's up next?
Like, honestly, I like this, like... Alright, I do not like Spider-Man 2. At all. There's good parts, but I don't like it. And the whole losing power storyline due to stress is stupid. 100% stupid. It didn't need to happen.
Okay.
It didn't need to be that, oh, look, he loses his powers because he's so stressed out in life. Instead of, this one makes more sense. It's where his body, where he is so depressed about, what happened, just rethinking about what his life is up to this point, just remembering Uncle Ben, and his body's just like unintentionally just like turns off his powers a bit. Turns off his powers, but once he gets back into the game, once he decides to become a man, his powers comes back on. It was after his decision, his decision to be a man and be a hero, still be Spider-Man, not relying on some conversation with Aunt May. About stuff which is generally fine. I get what they were trying to do. And then his powers did not come on just as MJ gets kidnapped by Doc Ock. No, he had to actually first fight somebody without superpowers for a sec for his powers to kick in.
Eh.
Mini ran over. So what do you guys think of the annual?
Oh, I mean, it's the Sinister Six.
It's
Like,
a
what-
classic, you know.
Well, more history. You get introduction to Sinister Six. Oh, also Iron Man's there for some reason.
And
well,
just
this
about
is
every
clearly
Marvel
cameos.
Just about every
Cameo.
Marvel character, yeah.
Iron Man just shows up like, "Hi, Peter." Oh, hey, Iron Man. Also forgot that this is during the. Forgot this is like during the time where no one knew Tony was Iron Man. So it's like, oh my gosh, you're Tony Stark's a bodyguard, right? Oh yeah. Oh, that was a close call, Tony. Almost blew your cover to this kid.
I don't mind that actually. That's actually kind of pretty cool. I do think secret identities are cooler than not having a secret identity.
Yeah, but Tony's an egotist, though. So, like,
Okay. Here's the thing. That part, it was more of an invention of 2008. That was more of an invention of the MCU version.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily the original comics at that time. Because the idea was that he was humbled. That's why he's becoming Iron Man as a form of penance.
Yeah.
But he treated it as seriously. As opposed to
Well, Comic Tony may not have been as egotistical, but he was still an alcoholic.
well, yeah, he was still an alcoholic, but that doesn't mean he. Like, that's not like the major point, the major difference. That doesn't mean he acts the way he does in the MCU. They changed Tony to be more to fit Robbie Downey Jr. more.
Okay. I'm just saying, anyways. I'm just saying Iron Man showed up, so it's like, hey, I'm here. Okay, bye, Spider-Man. Okay, bye, Iron Man. And then Pete's going around, running the ring. And I guess also Fantastic Four's there too.
Well, the Fantastic Four has always been like around occasion, like.
Yeah, but it's been a little bit since we saw them involved. So it's like, hey, now the Fantastic Four are back here. Like, hi guys. Hey, and like, hey Pete. Hey, it's me, your best friend Johnny, the Human Torch. Oh, hey Johnny. Remember when we first became best friends? Yeah, I broke into your home and beat the shit out of you.
Excuse me, I remember as you broke into my home and I beat the shit out of you.
The measuring contest.
Eyebrows lowered, fist raised.
Yeah. What was your favorite fight of the Sinister Six?
My favorite?
Mysterio and Electro.
Yeah.
I like Electro. My favorite ones was Electro and Doc Ock. Because I like how they had an actual underwater fight between Doc Ock and Spider-Man.
This is also interesting, though, that Kraven is part of the Sinister Six here, but like, even though, and not, what we usually get now when, like, Gobby involved. Because things like, so far, both of them were only, like, in, like, one issue. They're both only in, like, one issue before this. But instead, it's like, alright, Kraven, You want to be part of Sinister Six? Hell yeah! Alright, sorry, Green Goblin, you're out. Aww.
It's interesting. I think the more like the interesting part is just a continuity error, because theoretically, uh, Mysterio and Kraven were overcome, but they were not necessarily beaten and could have escaped. But then at the end, it's revealed that they've been captured and thrown in prison.
Oh, yeah, maybe Pete came back and finished the job. So, hey, there we go.
Or maybe half the superheroes that J. Jonah was calling found out and decided to intervene.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And also, Doc Ock's arms can be detachable. Well, no, or at least.
Oh yeah. I like it how they explain it. Like, oh yeah, we did the surgery, but you clearly did not think about me. I can control it with my mind.
My arms can be remote controlled now. Take that, Spider-Man.
And then, like, the annual ends with basically showcasing all the villains and also some fun world building stuff, just so that people can understand how does Spider-Man, kind of the rules are kind of acting with Spider-Man. In terms of what his webs can do, what he can do, and also how his costume and design. It's very cool.
Yes, yeah, Spider-Man.
Oh,
No,
we even
no.
get like a inside look of his house.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. The Circus of Crime!
He's yellow.
Hey, it's your boy Matty M about to fill you up with some fucking fists and canes.
And he's yellow. Which I don't know.
Yeah.
He's one of your people, Chingus.
I know, he's one of my people. I feel so represented.
Yeah, this was his original look.
I know. I'm just saying, you know, oh, he's yellow. Because, you know, the look people now know him as when he's, you know, in the red suit.
Or the black one.
Or the black one, yeah.
Yeah, mostly
Matt
the
Murdock,
red.
somehow being Irish, Native American, black, African, and Asian
Oh
all
my
at the same
goodness.
time. And blind, too.
And blind, too. Wow, he's just all the minorities. Bundled into one person. Good for you, Matt. Do you prefer the yellow or the red on Daredevil?
I think
I do like-
red.
I like the yellow once in a while, but red.
Yeah. I think I prefer the red.
I do like the red. But I do find the yellow interesting, though. That's neato.
I think it depends on the tone of the book. So, like, Daredevil around this time is more
Comedic?
fun.
Yeah,
more
fun.
Silver Age superhero. He doesn't get his dark edge until Frank Miller shows up.
Oh man, Frankie. Good for you, Frankie.
Yeah, that's when he gets his red outfit and he gets a more grittier story. Becomes a more grittier character.
I know. Yeah, since he showed him in was it She-Hulk in the MCU. Now he's got his yellow suit back.
I think that was meant for a joke.
I don't mind it since She-Hulk is supposed to be more comedic. They would have a more fun Daredevil. Bring in the yellow costume. I don't mind it for just like this.
Hmm.
Again, it's once in a while. It's fun once in a while.
Yep, and then we continue. The subplots about Liz and Betty arguing over Peter being high schoolers.
Let's go, Petey. You got a harem.
And then I do like it how Matt Murdock was not hypnotized by the ringmaster because he's blind.
Joke's on... Look into my eyes. Huh! Joke's on you! I can't see at all!
Punch.
I also like it how the ringmaster just like, look, we'll use Spider-Man as a marketing gimmick, but we are not expecting him to show up.
Fuck, he showed up.
Oh, shit.
And then, like, there, of course, you gotta have to have this two superhero fights.
And this one makes sense, hypnotism.
Mind control.
Woo!
And I like how they gave it was Spider-Man mind controlled and not Daredevil.
Yeah. And then after Daredevil rescued him, he's like, okay, I'm gonna tag out and just watch the show.
Well, yeah, so Daredevil showed up and said, they say today with Spider-Man. Woo! The day is saved. Daredevil will return in his own comic. So good for you. Good for you, Matt.
I also like it how they take into account that Spider-Man his eyes doesn't necessarily match his costume eyes.
Huh.
So he just closes his eyes and the ringmaster thinks they're open.
When did they start making the mask's eyes emote?
You see it, but in Steve Ditko, it's more inconsistent. It's more of like when the plot says so.
Okay.
Like, you see it early on in this run. Like, there are moments where you see him emote. Yeah. And then we get to our second to last one.
Gobby's back. And look, it's your boy Johnny.
And this
Josh.
one is Green Goblin. Peter is having a horrible day after an accidental superheroics interrupting a movie set. He's got a little bit arrogant.
Good job, Petey. You got a little going. But in here, this issue, they finally gave Gobby his glider. It's like, yeah, I got my glider now. Take that, Spider-Man.
This is also where everything comes crashing down hard.
I was kind of interested to see the glider, how it is like a glider, but at the same time, there are times Gobby just rides it like his flying rocket propelled broomstick, like holding onto like a handle, like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous. My brain is being fried right now. But Flash Thompson is like, all right, time for the Spider-Man fan club. We're gonna have the first meeting, and we're gonna bring Spider-Man in. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything's gonna go wrong.
I'll be
Good
right
job,
back in
Flash.
a bit. I gotta go. I'm dog sitting right now, so I gotta finish up the stuff on my pants.
Okay.
Ah, yeah.
Be back in a second.
All right.
And yeah, everything went wrong. Like, not only does he gets he gets outperformed by Human Torch because he's the only one who knows this is a serious fight.
Good job, Johnny.
He had to flee the battlefield because when he realized that Aunt May is sick,
also
he set him up with he set himself up by having Peter show up, so he had to like.
Also, JJ gets wind of like the club going on. It's like, oh, that's a perfect opportunity to get pictures of Spider-Man. I'll get that son of a bitch now. Tell Parker to get his camera ready. Go, go, go.
Betty Brant went there also just so that she could grab Peter and make sure. Oh, that bitch, Liz.
Oh, that bitch Liz. I'll show her.
And then it turns out, no.
Yeah, there comes. Oh, yeah, it's like, oh, here we go. It's the fan club, and then, oh my gosh, Spider-Man has to deal with the Green Goblin. Oh no! It's like, take that, Spider-Man. I got a glider now, and I got all sorts of tricks up my sleeves. Nyah.
And then, oh no, Aunt May is in the hospital. I have to flee.
Oh gosh, Aunt May, no! No!
But then everyone is like, he's a coward. He's such a fraud after fleeing one time.
Meanwhile, Human Torch comes in, saves the day. I was like, ooh, now wait, now Spider-Man, I don't know about him, but that Human Torch, ooh, now that's a hero. Let's go. Yeah.
It was this one where Human Torch realized, I actually like Spider-Man.
You know what, Pete? You're not too bad.
It's basically everyone is unhappy except for J. Jonah Jameson.
Except for JJ.
Yeah. Which leads into my most painful reading experience. This segment.
It's the end of Spider-Man! Oh no! Oh, what will he do against the evil Sandman?
Run and coward and have everyone assume that he's a fraud just because he fled the battlefield one time. And even the superheroes, except for Johnny and Flash. Everyone else just assumes.
People that day took a bunch of stupid chews, so hey,
No, sorry. No, this is just like a genuine. This is a genuine case of my immersion broke.
Alright. I was just making a joke, but
we're on 18. The most painful reading experience.
It's the end of Spider-Man. Oh no!
Peter, gotta take your lumps. Gotta take your L's.
You gotta learn to roll.
Peter, it was not Spider-Man why everything is falling apart from you. It was your own decision. Not because of Spider-Man, because of everything else.
Well, Peter's a jackass, so. Peter Parker.
Most of the time, it's understandable why he's a jackass. And I don't mind that he didn't appear as Spider-Man because he's taking care of his Aunt May. That's fine. But then he just goes along and mopes all day, and then he's like, "We don't have any money," even though there was like one obvious thing that he could do. It's like super obvious. It's not like a later on. So later on in, I think, Amazing Spider-Man number 50, that's a Spider-Man No More. Where that's a lot more plausible. Whereas essentially that's Spider-Man 2. Like the other half of Spider-Man 2, where everything, he is falling behind on grades, he's not holding his job well because he's overdoing with Spider-Man. And he's deciding to quit being Spider-Man with that famous panel of like the spider suit in the trash can. This is just like, at best, a prototype of that story.
Sort of Stan Lee, sort of testing the waters, I guess.
And it's just pure cringe. I just stopped reading panel by panel. I was just doing skimming. Like halfway through, up until the end when Aunt May pops up and gives Peter a verbal smackdown. Also, the parts with Johnny Storm and Flash Thompson.
Yay, Johnny! Yeah, Peter gets a emotional speech from Aunt May, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, maybe the world's gonna fucking hate me, but you know what? I'll still be Spider-Man.
Yeah, then it leads on to the next issue, which is gonna be cool.
Woo!
So which comic was your favorite?
Which comic was my favorite? I don't know. I don't really. Nothing was really a favorite.
It was a very consistent.
Yeah.
Aside from 18.
Yeah, so I think all of them were pretty consistent.
I'm a Mysterio. I'm Doc Ock had his first appearance last time, so I'm going to say Mysterio.
Mysterio?
Number 13. I like Mysterio. He's my boy. Aside from Doc Ock.
Aside from Doc Ock.
Doc Ock and Mysterio are my favorites.
You know what? I'm gonna just say this just to be sake for difference. Admittedly, I'll go with the annual. We got the introduction of the Sinister Six. Woo! Okay, Sinister Six is around.
Yep. Which, funny enough, was rarely used.
Huh.
Yeah, for years.
Sorry, you're saying?
It's only used like a couple of times.
When they bring it back?
I think late 80s, early 90s.
Huh.
Wow.
If I remember right, it's such a rarity.
It's used. It's used. I think the thing that makes it feel over. They use it a lot more is because every time they show up outside the comics, they show up a lot outside the comics. The video games a ton, animated series a ton. Not the movies, but
okay. So the one after the original. So the original was the annual, but then Amazing Spider-Man 334 to 339, and this is after Kraven's Last Hunt.
I know
Huh.
we had Sinister Six-esque groups. Some of my dad's old comics had the Sinister Syndicate with
The Sinister Syndicate.
yeah. It was Rhino, the Beetle, Boomerang, Hydro Man.
Ah.
There's I'm gonna double check. It was in that, and in the issue it was the issues where I had with them. It was Spider-Man, Silver Sable, and Sandman versus those guys.
Hmm. Huh. Okay.
Here, it was a fun few issues. All right, let's see here. Yeah, it was Speed Demon that. Yeah, Speed Demon, Boomerang, Rhino, Hydro Man, and the Beetle versus Spider-Man's Spider-Man, Silver Sable, and Sandman.
Ah.
Yeah, but that seems more like that is
36.
still like way later on.
Yeah, way later.
Yeah, like it became more common when we get into modern era because they just love abusing gimmicks.
To be fair, the Sinister Six is a really good gimmick. Like having a bunch of villains team up, their banter, their disagreements. It's a very good concept.
Yeah, I think it's the Sinister Six concept is more of something that was handled a bit better in other mediums than in the comics.
Definitely. Like Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Where the villains do team up more often.
They team up a whole like just as much as they are on their own. They team up in Spectacular Spider-Man.
I'm gonna try to build up to it in Morbius.
So I would say my favorite. I gotta go with the Mysterio favorite villain. I love his story, but I gotta go with one that makes me giggle the most, which is the Green Goblin's introduction story.
Huh.
I just find it hilarious where Stan Lee used the same plot idea for two different properties.
Hmm.
And what is your least favorite?
18.
Yeah, 18.
Like, so 20 is going to conclude it, and would reading 20 make 18 better, or...
I guess we'll find out when we read issue 20.
No, wait, 19, I mean, issue 19, yeah.
Oh, 19? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's the next one.
I guess we'll find out when we read issue 19. Well, we'll find out.
So, any final thoughts?
It was a fun run.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
So, Chinggis, did you got any new insights about Spider-Man that you did not receive understood before reading this section?
Well, what do you mean?
Like before, you didn't realize how much Peter was an asshole. And...
Not. I wouldn't really say this run. I think everything so far was pretty consistent with, my thoughts. Like, oh man, Peter's kind of an asshole, but to be fair, everyone else around Peter's also kind of being an asshole to him. So hey, it's a little understandable that he's kind of, he doesn't really have a high opinion of everyone else. Yeah, that's just me though. Yeah.
Yeah, I've of course I just grew up with this, so I was not impacted by much. By the way, audience, not I think Not's favorite, at least cover or issue, is Mysterio's as well.
The
That's a good
Mysterio's
choice.
cover is also amazing because
Yeah,
Mysterio,
that's true. Yeah, Mysterio.
he's just Mysterio. Man has drip for years.
It's your boy Mysterio.
Like easily easily of all the Spider-Man villains, the biggest drip. Let's be honest, it's Mysterio. No contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's a reason why I think Mysterio is the best Spider-Man villain. There's so
I mean,
many.
he does have the theatrics to back it up. His drip, so
He's just so theatrical. He's amazing.
I know.
It's don't worry, it gets more insane. We haven't gone to one of the more famous aspects of Mysterio's in terms of plots,
Okay.
but we'll get to it someday. So next time we're going to be covering. You want to cover another 9 or 10?
Here, let me see. I'm looking at the covers. So we got. Let's see here. So next one would be 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. I think maybe 10. Like we would start with Scorpion and then end with Scorpion.
I'll go with 10.
Nice. You heard them. We're doing issue 19 through 29.
All right. 10 issues.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.